Hey guys, welcome to another video. So in this video, we are going to discuss building local MCP servers with OpenAI agents. Now, in the previous videos, we understood what MCP servers are and how they are touted to be the next big thing. We understood integration of MCP servers in Claude. We in the last video we used an MCP servers within our code, building an itinerary agent. In this video, what we are going to do is we are going to host a local MCP server, which sorts of extracts uses a Python script and an API from Rapid API to extract LinkedIn details. Now, this MCP server will be hosted locally, and they will be used within our OpenAI agentic system to fetch the details of a particular profile of LinkedIn. So, yeah, that is what we are going to do in this video. So, let's just understand what are the requirements for this. Now, before we delve into the code, it is very important for us to understand when to use these MCP servers or not, because if we are using these MCP servers locally, it might be a very small function and the job can be done with the function calling itself. So, whenever we are using these MCP servers locally, we need to understand that the functions used should be that it should need to integrate with a wide variety of tools and services. You need to be able to switch between AI models or add a new tool easily, or you need to a very standardized way for AI to interact with external tools. So this is basically when you want to use MCP servers. Otherwise, if the job can be used with the function calling when you need to integrate with a limited set of tools or APIs, or you need a simple and easy to use approach, or you don't need a very high degree of flexibility or interoperability. So in this video, although I'm using the MCP server, that job can easily be solved with function tool calling as well. So this is just to showcase how you can use that MCP server locally and build upon it for carrying out various functions. Otherwise, this particular example job can be carried out with function calling as well. We just need to remember that when we are using a function calling, it should be used for simple applications, while an MCP servers can be used for more complex applications like needing to integrate with a local with a wide variety of tools, or to switch between AI functions, or a much complex flow. So yeah, let's move on and understand the code behind it to build a local MCP server. So to build an MCP server, we are going to start with creating our new project called LinkedIn Scraper that we have created over here. And in this project, we have created a scraper.py file, which notes down the function for MCP server. Now we have so I'll be integrating a Rapid API LinkedIn scraper into this MCP server. Now Rapid API provides lots of if you don't know this, Rapid API provides a lot of different APIs which can be integrated into through Python for carrying out various functions. So the API that I am using is real-time LinkedIn scraper. Now you can find the code snippet over here when you select the Python language for creation of this API. So I'll be taking cues from here that how do I have to integrate this in my code, and we'll just note down the Rapid API key and Rapid API host from here and integrate it in my function. I'll just show you how did I do this. So my Rapid API key has been given in the ANV file, and I have noted it from here only. This is the Rapid API key. Oh, by the way, this is a free version that I'm using over here. They allow certain requests for this API, real-time LinkedIn scraper. I mean, I think it is 50 per month, which can be used. If you want to increase it for your purpose, you can obviously go and buy the paid version of it. So yeah, so I've defined the Rapid API key in my .env file, and I am defining MCP through this fast MCP client, and I have imported fast MCP from MCP server fast MCP. Now this can be imported from MCP server, which can be Install the requirements I'll be mentioning in a separate file in the code itself, which needs to be installed for it, but it comes as an OpenAI extension itself, the fast API integration. And then I have defined the URL over here and the rapid API host. Both of these parameters I'm getting from the API itself. Then I'll give an async function to give the username, because the username is required in the query over here. And along with that, I'll give the headers, and in the response I'm giving these parameters. First is the URL, then the headers and the parameters, and the timeout that I've selected is 30 seconds. Once this request goes, this hits to the MCP, this hits to the API with these parameters, and I'm expecting a JSON response based on this head. Now this whole function is the function that I have defined, which is going to interact with my API, and then I have defined an MCP tool which sorts of fetches this function and passes the username when the MCP tool comes in use. So this again is defined locally, wherein the username is given, and then basis that the response is expected. Now these two functions. So this is the first function wherein I am passing a request to the API over here, and then I've defined an MCP tool which is again going to give the username basis the user query that I'm getting, and it passes that into this function over here. So these both are defined as an MCP tool locally and in my scraper.py file. Now what I'm going to do is to make this API or to make this MCP tool available, I'll have to run it in my terminal for it to be hosted locally. Then after that, I am going to create an agentic system which is going to interact with this MCP and fetch the result accordingly. So I'll just discuss that as well. So in my agentic file, I have created a simple agent which interacts and with my MCP server that is given over here, and the instructions that is given is you are an assistant that helps find information about LinkedIn profiles. Use the LinkedIn profile scraper tool to fetch profile details for the given username. Okay, so this is my this is what the agent is doing. Again, this is the basic code that that I'll be given to for this agent to react with the MCP file. Now this MCP configuration has been defined in the MCP agent.config.yml file, through which it is fetching the path over here. So I'll just show you over here. This is my configuration file. Ignore this part which I have used for a different MCP. For this, I am using this current MCP LinkedIn profile scraper. Now in command, I've used Python itself. You can also use UV for that, but I've used Python, and I have directed it to my .env Python script file, which you can get it if you are using a virtual environment. If you are using a normal global environment, you can define it in that manner. In the argument, I have defined the path for the scraper.py. This again goes to this path for accessing this MCP server file. Now again in the configuration, we are giving the path for the MCP scraper file, and we are again pointing towards the Python script that we are using. Then in the agent.py file, we have given this, we have defined this configuration, and we have redirected to the configuration file. And then we have created the agent, and we are defining the MCP server as LinkedIn profile scraper over here. MCP server registry is again none. And then what happens is when my agent is run, so when I'm giving the prompt, please fetch and analyze the LinkedIn profile of the username Atul Pandey /IFT. So this is basically my LinkedIn profile. Okay, and I am giving this the username Atul Pandey /IFT. This prompt goes here, and it again calls in the MCP servers, and in the MCP server I have defined in the function over here, the username is passed from the tool here, and basis the username, the API is called, and we get the result from that API. So this username is passed over here, and we get the result, and then it is printed accordingly. So we are just going to test it in a second. Before that, what we are going to do is we are going to make our MCP server live. So please remember, if you are hosting your MCP server locally, you have to run it in a different terminal for it to be available. And then in a different terminal, we are going to run this agentic file and see the results. So yeah, going to my terminal window. So I'm in my virtual environment, and I'm in the LinkedIn scraper file. So I'm going to give Python scraper.py. Now this makes my local MCP server run, and this you can see that it is already running. Now we are going to run the agentic system and see the result. Getting in the terminal over here, doing the CLS. Let's see, LinkedIn scraper. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to run this. So yeah, we can see basis the scraper agent, we have got in the LinkedIn profile analysis. Here's the overview of Atul Pandey's LinkedIn profile. Name Atul Pandey, Mumbai, Maharashtra. So I can see that my whole, so this is the response from the API. My whole of profile has been depicted over here. So yeah, this is how I can host and I can retrieve results from hosting an MCP server locally. And what this does in a very beautiful manner is that this makes my agentic system so much more powerful. So imagine you are building an assistant. So let's take the example of ordinary agent that day. So again, if you want to scrape some local results to some local functions and using some APIs, you can always define it in the local MCP server itself, and then you can use those as a tool for the agent to fetch results. So yeah, this was the short video on building local MCP servers through OpenAI agents. All the codes will be given in the comments itself. You can refer it and try it. And if you have any doubt, or if you want to get in touch, please comment on my YouTube video. See you in the next video. Thank you so much.